Have you ever realized that the people who give the absolute best advice usually have the most chaotic personal lives? When a friend sits down across from us and explains their crumbling marriage, their toxic boss, or a massive financial mistake they are about to make, we instantly see the chessboard. We offer clear, rational, deeply wise advice. We tell them exactly what boundaries to set, what risks to avoid, and how to protect their future. But the moment our own lives hit a crisis, that brilliance completely vanishes. We make the exact same reckless, short-sighted mistakes we warned others about, rendering our own wisdom entirely useless. There's a precise, frustrating psychological contradiction for this universal human flaw. It is called Solomon's paradox. It is a phenomenon where individuals demonstrate high cognitive wisdom when reasoning about other people's conflict, but completely fail to apply that same wisdom to their own personal lives. The paradox gets its name from King Solomon, the legendary biblical ruler of Israel. Through antiquity, Solomon was universally recognized as the wisest man alive. Kings, queens, and commoners traveled across the world just to sit at his feet and ask for his counsel. He could untangle complex legal disputes, resolve bitter blood feuds, and deliver profound philosophies on how to live a disciplined, balanced life. Yet beneath the crown, Solomon's private life was a chaotic disaster of unchecked indulgence and terrible judgment. He completely ignored his own teachings on moderation, accumulated massive, unmanageable debts to fund extravagant palaces, and made catastrophic political alliances that ultimately tore his kingdom apart after his death. He could save everyone's life except his own. For centuries, this was viewed as a moral failing, but modern behavioral psychology has revealed that Solomon's paradox is actually a structural glitch in how the human brain processes data under pressure. The core reason you are a genius for your friends but an idiot for yourself comes down to a concept known as psychological distance. When you analyze a friend's crisis, you're viewing it from a comfortable distance. You're a detached observer because your ego, your livelihood, and your identity aren't on the line. Your brain remains perfectly calm. Your prefrontal cortex can process the problem objectively, weighing long-term consequences and filtering out noise. You have total clarity because you have no skin in the game. The second the crisis happens to you, that psychological distance drops to zero. The problem is no longer an intellectual puzzle to be solved. It is an emotional emergency. Your brain is instantly flooded with fear, pride, anxiety, and defensive instincts. This emotional noise completely hijacks your rational mind, causing what psychologists call egocentric bias. You become blind to the big picture, hyper-focus on immediate validation, and make decisions based on panic rather than logic. You are too close to the canvas to see the painting. The punchline of Solomon's paradox is that wisdom isn't a fixed trait. You don't either have wisdom or lack it. Wisdom is entirely dependent on your perspective. Recognizing this glitch is the only way to break it. Behavioral researchers have found that the people who successfully bypass Solomon's paradox do so by tricking their own minds into creating distance. They practice a technique called Illeism, the habit of talking about themselves in the third person. Instead of asking yourself, what should I do right now? You ask, what should they do right now? By mentally stepping out of your own skin and treating your life like a case study belonging to a stranger, you pull your brain out of its emotional panic loop. The crown of Solomon is heavy, and it blinds us the moment we put it on. If you want to access your own wisdom when your world starts falling apart, you have to stop acting like the king in the center of the room, and start acting like the advisor standing on the outside looking in.